then it's been yet another while. We've all been through this already. I suck at it, blah, 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 blah. You suck, Duke. Okay. So... Moment. That's still weird. Anyway. What did I want to talk about? I literally just pushed the button. I got something. So I haven't said anything. I think the last time I talked, I mentioned my brief thoughts on the Flash pilot. So that's been 2 months. So far, I've been liking the Flash a good amount. I like the portrayal of Barry. I really like Harrison. I like Joe West. I like Caitlin Snow. What don't I like? Eddie Thawne is a pretty much nothing character. Iris is okay, but the stupid romance thing just feels like we need to be a CW show. Let's have romance, yay! Oh, and Cisco deserves to be burned alive. I'm at that point now. First episode, I'm like, maybe this is just... No, I want him dead. I want him to be the tragic end of season. Oh no, he died. The only plus side to him is he at least serves a function. If he wasn't the tech guy, I would have asked... I still asked the show to punch him, but I would have asked the show to punch him episode 1 instantly. I've been keeping a track of how many times I yell shut up at him whenever he talks. And I have 2 rules that exempt him. 1, if he's actually funny. Which he's managed a total of 3 times out of... Let's see... I don't know, I'm a little behind. So 7 episodes I've counted so far. I haven't seen the Arrow crossover one, and I haven't seen tonight's episode that aired. I'm finding time tomorrow, hopefully, to watch it. So yeah, the most recent one I saw, he managed to not annoy me once. To balance that out, there have been episodes where he annoyed me at least 3 times. I hate him deeply. I've never liked Vibe, and this show is making me hate him legitimately now. And if you love Cisco, I don't give a shit. He annoys me. I have good friends who think he's the best character on that show. And I want them to show me clips of that guy because I keep seeing this annoying little shit who has stupid hair. Okay. There's another rule to the shut up Cisco thing. If he actually names the supervillain, I'll forgive that. For some reason, he's taken that onto himself, which I should count as just a whole element of stupid to him, but fuck it. We need to get the name out there somehow, and if he has to be the way of using it, that means he serves a function in the show. Yeah. I hope you get punched brutally. That's all I'm saying. Not the actor. The actor does a fine job. Character's annoying. What else? It's really on what. I watched the pilot of, the 2 episodes of The Librarians. It's Warehouse 13 with a completely different cast and a slightly different premise. I know the Librarian movies came before Warehouse, but it's one of those things where you watch the thing that's kind of either a ripoff or an inspiration from that, and then kind of look at the thing that came before. It's one of those weird things. Don't argue with me on it. I liked it. It had 2 actors I really like, Christian Kane and Rebecca Romijn in it. I've seen the movies before, and I like Noah Wyle. He was in the first 2, and he's going to be recurring. He's not in every episode, but he'll show up here and there. I'll keep watching it for now. It's fun. It's fun. It's kind of my niche. Again, it's a lot like Warehouse, and I loved that show, so maybe this will, be a good replacement. I have no idea. What else am I watching? I'm still watching Star Wars Rebels. I just didn't have any anticipation for it because I'm weird about expanded material that doesn't necessarily star characters I've seen before. I know that sounds really stupid to some people, but it's one of those things where I get annoyed that, oh, it's a steak I love. Oh, but it's full of people I gotta try and like. Oh, you're more comfortable to say, oh, good, Han and Chewie, which, will make episode 7 easy to get into because of that. But still, it always throws me out, that familiarity. But I'm really liking it. So far, I don't out and out hate everybody on that show. Like, I either really like or are, I wouldn't say I tolerate. I think so far the character I don't care about, at least Chopper's just sort of R2-D2, but he's just a little droid. I can't remember her name. The pilot, she always pilots the Ghost. She had, like, the one where they're stuck on the planet with the weird night creatures. She finally had a moment, but I kind of felt like she was just sort of, well, I'm going to remind the audience that Kanan is sad. But I don't really like Kanan. I surprisingly like Ezra. I was expecting to hate him at the most because he's the young little wisecracking kid on a kid show. And in this this point of my life, I don't like those people. Hell, that might be a reason why I hate Sisko on The Flash. He's basically that, only he's about the same age as everybody else. Well, Barry and Snow, I guess. Anyway, I'm liking that. Star Wars wise, hold on, I gotta scatter. Give me a second. I picked up a bit more Star Wars stuff. I picked up a load of stuff off eBay just yesterday, or just got it in the mail today, or yesterday anyway. And I have said that I'm getting back into Star Wars, and I'm really looking into a few other examples of the expanded universe. And because of what's happening with, what has happened with Dark Horse now, since they're entirely done with Star Wars, I'm trying to hunt down a lot of the stuff they've done, more of the more notable things. And I finally got my hands on all of Crimson Empire. And for years I've been told that this is really good. And I'm really excited for the writing. I'm not excited for the art. It's all done by Paul Galusi, who it's just something about his faces that I'm not a fan of. Like it's mostly his face. Everything else I don't focus on too much, but because you're always focused on the face of a character, some of them just don't look good to me. But I'm really curious to see how this all goes out. Really curious how Volume 3 is, because the first two were pretty much written consecutively. Like, the first one came out in 98, the other one came out in 99. Volume 3 came out in 2012. I don't know why there was such a delay on it, but I'm curious to see how this all reads together with the circumstances. I also got the Old Republic comics. I mainly bought this thing for these three. Like, I still say, like, the amount of money I spent, I basically, like, still got, maybe spent my money on 2 and got 7 things for free. 6 of them I don't really... 6 out of these 9 books I don't need. These, I don't know if I'm going to bother reading these. I never played the game. Any real reviews I could find, which are just mainly Amazon reviews, which isn't the best way to get an opinion, because it's just, a lot of them are like 2 sentences, like, I like this, or whatever, or hated it, whatever. The closest thing I could come to was that these are far better if you've played the game and know that game. I didn't get a lot of people saying that these read well on their own. So I'm kind of really not sure if I want to even bother reading these and give them away later. Like, I could do that, but I don't know if I want to put the time into reading, since I got so many other things I still haven't read yet in my to-read pile. If you have read these specifically, tell me if I should bother. Like, if these are generally good on their own, or if I really do need the game, I'm not going to bother. I know the good times don't need that. That's kind of my motivation. And plus, I'm not sure if I really. I'm lukewarm on reading things in like the far off past. I at least with this, because it's especially with who knows what they're going to do with the expanded material now. But I don't know how interested I'm in. I Knights of the Old Republic, I haven't tried to read the comics of. I haven't attempted to even get my hands on any of them, but that's the same reason I'm kind of lukewarm on reading those, because I don't know how interested I am in that far of a period. It's the prequel thing where I don't know if I need to know that stuff. But I hear those comics are really good. I heard a lot of people really liked Dawn of the Jedi, which since it's really far in the past, I don't think I'm interested in, but it's Ostrander, and I really like Star Wars Legacy. That's the thing. I like it when they go into the far future. Far past, for some reason, I'm not too keen on. But again, if you read any of these and say I should read them, I will at least give the first volume a shot. What else did I get? I got the. Speaking of video game tie-ins, this is one I read, but there's a reason why I read it. This is Shadows of the Empire, the comic book tie-in. For those who don't know, Shadows of the Empire was this big multimedia. Basically, imagine all the tie-ins to a major motion picture, video games, books, toys, comic books. Now imagine all those things tying into a film, but there was never a film. That was basically this. They did the same thing with the Clone Wars. Remember the little the Genndy Tartakovsky cartoon and all the comics and novels and toys. This was the first time they did that with a different era. It had Mara Jade's involved, and I've read this. I have it in one of the omnibuses, so I really don't want this because I already have it. I know like the omnibuses are smaller dimension size, so having this full is kind of cool, but the art's nothing to make me say I need to have this in standard size. So it's gone. It's gone. And there's two other things I got. I got the first two volumes of the Brian Wood series. Here's the thing. I already had them. And earlier today, I went into Barnes & Noble where I got volume 2 and returned that copy and got store credit. So I basically got some money back. I did not get this. I did not get this from Barnes & Noble or a month ago, so I couldn't. So there's no way. But I had my receipt, and I figured I'll try and see if I can get store credit, and I did. It'll be put to use soon. I don't know how, but it will. But yeah, I like that. I only read the first two volumes. I've heard mixed things about the last two, or at least as it got on. Like I heard it kind of slumped in towards the middle. Got good by the end, but I hear it just sort of like I remember like the first few issues. It's just everybody talking about it, and then I stopped hearing everybody talk about it. I don't know if it was the series getting weaker, or I think the Marvel going back to Marvel might have really cut interest in it, which is the opposite for me. This is going to be, well, this probably is technically out of print. You could probably still find it at shops, but yeah, I'm trying to get my hands on a lot of the Dark Horse stuff that interests me. I'm rebuying the Legacy, like those hardcovers before they become hard to find. The first Legacy series, though I do want to read the other one that came out around the same time as this. I will try and give Knights of the Old Republic a shot. I hear those comics are really good on their own. Same with Dawn of the Jedi. I don't know if there's any other things. I think there's a few omnibus collections I'm looking for. I'll keep an eye out. Like I'm looking for early victories. I'm giving up on trying to find the X-Wing Squadron ones because the first two fell out of print a long time ago and they're really hard to find now. So that's not happening. unless I luck out somehow, it ain't happening. Um, I am interested in some of the Star Wars stuff Marvel's doing. I'm interested in the main book that Aaron's doing. Not really interested in the Leia mini. Yeah, Mark Waid's doing it, but I don't really. I'm gonna wait to see what the reactions of that are because I don't know what that's for. The Darth Vader series, I'm curious about. I got a few Darth Vader minis that Dark Horse did, so following him as a character is cool, but I don't know if I'm. I don't know. That one's going to see. I am going to read. It's funny because Wiseman's not part of the show anymore. Well, at least when he left after season 1. But I am going to try and give the Kanan series a shot. Like him as a young Jedi, I want to read. Is there anything else they're doing? I don't think they're doing anything else. Yeah, anyway, they'll by the time the movie comes out, oh dear God, who knows what we'll be seeing from that. Teaser. It exists. It looked cool. It had a lot of cool shots. But it doesn't tell you anything because it was a teaser. A teaser teases you, and it teased me. I'm waiting for a full trailer. Don't know when we'll be seeing it. I heard rumors that we're going to see it with Avengers 2, and I'm just thinking, that's far. Like, normally, like, when a trailer's going to be announced to come out, usually it's very soon. But it makes perfect sense to do that, don't get me wrong, but I'm wondering how true that is based on that. We'll never know. I've yammered again. I can't wait for us to do this again in a couple months. I'll try not to, but it's me we're talking about. I suck at this now. You people have seen. So, yeah, bye.